fashion brand stand for political and environmental issues? Hey guys, I'm Syama, and yes, if it's in alignment with your brand DNA, you absolutely should stand for issues. Number one, because customers are craving authenticity and a clear connection with the brands that they are purchasing from. And number two, it's a winning value proposition. So let's dive in a little bit deeper to see how this can be effective and be a good case for your business to start to implement these things. So guys, we all know it's a crowded marketplace. Every moment you spend on Instagram, you're bombarded with new advertisements, new images. Every time you get an email from Couture or Vogue or Refinery, there's always talks of things that are happening in the world, right? Both visual from a fashion standpoint, and then also political and environmental. Ever since we started to see brands really get behind and align with the Women's March, the Me Too movement, and a whole host of other movements around fashion revolution and environmental issues, we've seen consumers respond very positively to a lot of these different values and really finding themselves pledging allegiance to the brands that are able to embody a lot of these different brand values. So guys, you do need to take a look internally at your brand and say, well, do we actually stand for these things? How far deep does this connect to our brand? How far deep does this connect to our CEO, to our founders? Is this something that we can actually stand behind, or are we simply just using it as a marketing push? Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard these days about Fem-advertising, right? Fem-vertising, where people are jumping on the whole girl power, girl boss movement, just to simply use it for advertising purposes. Now, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of appropriating things and then just flipping it back out there into a consumer-friendly package. I do believe that your brand needs to take a stand for that. You need to be able to incorporate diversity. You need to be able to incorporate fair labor practices right from the beginning. So if you are going to take a stand for that, guys, make sure that you do believe in it, right? Make sure that it actually is reflective in your business structure, in your organization, in your products, in some way, shape, or form. Now guys, the second reason you want to think about this is simply because it is very difficult to compete on other different areas of marketing. Meaning, if you're not going into fast fashion, so you're not competing against speed to market, if you're not, knocking off and coming up with the most fresh, let's say Zara, for example, copying designs straight off the runway, producing their stuff wherever they want to produce it, speed to market, it's cheap, it is cheaper, let's say, than buying that designer product. So if you're not going to be competing on pricing and you're not competing on speed to market, we have to ask yourself, what do I actually offer to my customer? If it's thoughtful, well-produced, well-designed, slow fashion, if it is working on seasonal cycles, but you're working on certain trends, on certain values, is it global? Whatever your value propositions are, you want to make sure you stand to it because, again, it is a crowded marketplace and people are owning different parts and different voices in the fashion space. So you need to really identify what is your voice and what is your space. Now, if you're launching a new business and environmental issues and political issues are a core piece of that, you will find that customers who do love your brand and love your product will be extremely brand loyal and will stick with you. Even if that means slower delivery cycles, even if that means you're not advertising as much, the people who you do convert and capture are going to become brand loyalists. So guys, I would say, yes, make these issues a part of your business. Here at Scaling Retail, we are closely aligned with the Downtown Women's Center. In fact, we are sitting on the retail committee for their social enterprise. Now, we don't necessarily go around advertising all the things that we do on a philanthropic or even on a charitable basis. However, it is important to our clients, people, when we do talk about that they see that no, we don't just give a donation, which a lot of other companies do, but we are actively engaged in creating a better planet. We are actively engaged in creating women's rights. And these things are deeply important to the business because, guys, they're deeply important to me. So, hope you guys got inspired, some new ways of thinking about your branding, your brand voice, what is important to you. If you are having any difficulty with coming up with your brand DNA, knowing what's going to resonate with your customer, and how you too can involve and incorporate brand values and ethics, please send us an email to hello@scalingretail.com. I would love to be able to have my hands on your brand DNA to shape a product and a brand that is not only market worthy, pricing effective, but really stands for something. All right, guys, comments below. Would love to hear from you. Head on over to Instagram @scalingretail. And guys, when you're ready to unpack these issues in a much deeper way, please do check out our blog post on why millennials and Gen Zs are going crazy over eco-conscious products, and check out our download about creating a customer empathy map. This is a really important tool, guys, very much going to help guide who your customers are, what's important to them, and help you create a brand that really satisfies a need in the psychological marketplace. Talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day. Bye.